What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. Today, super pumped for today's episode because summertime. It is summertime. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Technically, no, it's not summer till June 21st. June 20th? June 20th?
Something like that.
So
End of June.
Yeah, but we're here close to the end of May, and in the United States we have a holiday here called Memorial Day.
Yes.
And Memorial Day weekend, which is this coming weekend, as we're recording this, is happening. So that is, if I can get my calendar up, so Memorial Day weekend, as I said, as of this recording, is going to be that is kind of May 26th, which is the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the actual holiday is on May 29th. So what happens is you get the 4-day weekend, basically, and it is basically the unofficial start of the summer season here in the United States. So everybody gets all amped up and ready to go because it's the unofficial start of the summer season here. And man, oh man, is there just plenty of excitement around getting to the summer and all the things.
The endurance to get there, depending on where you live in the States. And I feel like in Michigan here, it took a little longer this year to get to some temperatures that were not coat weather. That weren't still sweater weather.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, it's it feels like I will. So I'll be honest, and we do live in different. I'm East Coast, like you're like Midwest, right?
Yeah,
I mean, is Michigan's Midwest?
It is, and it still never makes sense to me, but that's what I'm told.
Or like the start of the Midwest type of a thing. I think it's like I guess once you get past Pennsylvania, it's like Midwest.
Okay,
in my eyes.
I know I've said this before, and we've got a show to do. I get this. But
I know.
How is Michigan Midwest? Like, to me, like, mid-states would not be... Like, if we were mid-east, okay. But we're Midwest. Like, it doesn't make sense to me because we're hardly into the huge...
Right. But you're not the East, but you're not the East Coast.
No, but I'm not the West Coast either. So if I'm Midwest, like, the West... I don't know. I think I have... Like, just call me mid.
All right. I'm going to call you mid. But yeah, so I will say it was a much more milder winter. It was still cold, but it got cold. We didn't get massive amounts of snow like everybody thought we were going to get. So we sort of had a reprieve this year of like snow dumps in the New York, New Jersey area.
I think we had more in February than all of the other winter months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys actually took on a lot of snow. That's because you kind of live by the lake and you get
the lake effect
thing. So you guys always get dumped on. But so it always feels like though a long time to get to like the thawing out and like summer. So when we finally get to summer, we want to celebrate it. The barbecues and parties. I said to you off air that like we put our little pool up. So now the pool is up, even though we probably won't be able to go in for 2 weeks because the water's gonna be like 40 degrees until it actually warms up. So we're excited. And so because we're excited, we decided, well, let's do a show today on our top summer song picks. And this is actually a sequel, I suppose. Yes. It is a sequel because the first time we did this, part two. Yeah. So the first time we did this was in our first season of the show, right? And way back in 2021. We were still were we still on Fireside at the time?
I think so. Yeah. I think we were.
Right. So we did that, and it was a ton of fun to do. And then slowly but surely, that episode has crawled up into our top 5 episodes of the show that apparently our community like digs. So we're like, well, far be it from us to ignore the community. Like that's not what we do.
Hear you.
So we see the numbers. We hear you. So we're like, well, it only makes sense that we do a part 2 because hey, it's endless amounts of summer songs that we dig. So
And is it the
here we
summer
go.
theme or is it our song choices? We don't know. So we're just bringing good songs and the theme again. So hopefully part 2 is just as successful as part 1.
Yes, we hope that you enjoy it. So we've and the differences here too is that we've got the Facebook community going on now as
Oh
well.
my gosh, what
People
a
have
ride over
really, oh
there.
my god, people have really jumped in over there and commented and put their song choices in there, which is awesome. So of course, as we go along, feel free to drop your song choices in here and also
Yes.
play along too. So as we rate these records and review them, if you agree, disagree, let us know your ratings as we go, as we discuss these songs. Of course, you can listen to all the songs on our Spotify playlist, which you can access via the links in our notes below, wherever you're watching or listening to this. And just have fun with us, man. That's all we ever ask for. Is that so much to ask?
I don't think
Is
so.
that so? So really quick, if this is your first time listening to the show, I should probably get to
Oh
that
yeah,
point
that's
because
true.
yeah, if this is your first time listening to Song Swap Showdown, well, how the show typically works is that Amanda and I each swap 3 songs with each other, and we then rate those songs on an ever complicated and sliding scale. Like it's just the math
Like we're
associated
I
with the
know.
rating system here is so complicated I
It's
can't
as
even
if
go
we
into
have
it. Yeah.
PhDs.
Right, exactly. So we rate the songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a terrible dumpster fire that won't go out. It's just burning. It's
Just
like an eternal
burning
flame. It just
king.
burns and you just throw songs. And so those are the songs that we don't like. Get them out of here. I can't believe I never want to hear it again. All the way up to 5 songs or 5 records, which is the good old heavenly music to our ears,
So
which is
pretty.
going on the eternal playlist spins. It'll rank maybe in our Spotify top listens at the end of the year when you get that little summary of here's what you listen to. Maybe that song will rank in there somewhere. Possibly.
Absolutely.
It's
I Imagine as if it was your eternity playlist, that was all you had to listen to for
right.
eternity. Would it make that list? That's how we rate it. See how
That's
complicated it is?
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. I like that. Yeah, see, I mean, now you understand the struggle we
I
go through.
know.
Yeah. And the other thing I want to add in here too is we also try to pick songs. Now, I know on a show like this, it's sometimes tough, but
Mhm.
normally, I mean, we really do try to pick songs for each other that we don't think the others heard, because that's also part of the fun, is like exposing each other to
Mhm.
new music. And I will say, over 3 seasons of the show, Amanda has definitely exposed me to tunes I don't normally listen to, and has also, I would say, opened my objectivity towards music as well. So thank you,
And
Amanda Sharp.
I echo that word for word, and thank you, Chris Baglio.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Cheers to
Cheers.
open minds.
Cheers to our coffees on Monday morning here. Oh, I like that.
Look,
Oh,
mine
look
says
at us
Amanda
mug.
on it. I know, we mugging this morning. That might
Amanda's
not
got this
mean
like
what I think it
yellow.
means.
Yeah, Amanda's got this yellow sparkle mug with her name on it, like all like 50s style. I like
Very
it.
fun. Thanks.
I dig that.
Mhm.
Dave Mattingly checking in with I only need 1 song on my eternity playlist. Men Without Hats cover of 2000 Light Years from Home.
I don't know that I know that I haven't heard that.
Wow. Dave going in with the deep cut. I love it, Dave.
With the only song
That's it. He's literally saying I only need 1 song
interesting.
on my eternity playlist. By the way, great theme for a record, a show.
A show.
Eternity
Mhm.
playlist.
Eternity playlist.
Yeah.
1 song. It's kind of like having to pick 1 meal for the rest of your life if you're on a
Mm,
deserted island. I
yeah.
hands down would choose Taco Bell, but I might struggle with a song a little bit more than my
You
food
might.
decision.
You might. Ian, my 3 picks are all Australia instrumental summer songs. 2 from the early 60s, Surfside by
Ooh,
the Denver Men, Bombora by the Atlantics, and from more recent years, Ocean by John Butler. Wow, I
Ian,
like great
nice.
picks, Ian. I'm gonna add these to the summer
Summer
playlist, which is a
playlist.
good lead in here, because
Yes.
what we did as a show is we created a song swap showdown summer playlist for all of you. So basically, it has our 6 picks from today, plus the picks from our Facebook community, because everybody was posting. So I took those picks, I threw those in there, plus a few extra. So I'm going to add those, Ian, to the picks
Mhm.
for sure. So That right now is 100% available. You can get it once again through the link in our notes, or you can get it right now in our Facebook group. So it is available. We'll add some more songs on there. Give us more suggestions in the group. Let us know what else we should put on there. But that is our the official
The official.
summer play, the Song Swap Showdown summer playlist on Spotify. Check it out. Get it now.
I'm so pumped we have it. To
We
think
have it.
that we could be blessing somebody's summer.
That's right. That is right. But not just our picks, but the community.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So there's a lot of community picks in there. So
Yeah, more so than ours at this point.
yeah, I also want to say good morning to Mr. Mark Ronick checking in with us. Thank you, Mark. You are the best. And of course, we have Ian and Dave, our big community supporters and fans of the show, big supporters. Thank you all so much for listening. And for those of you that aren't commenting, totally fine. If you're just checking us out, welcome. And thank you for spending some of your precious time with us today. Amanda, let's get into it. I'm ready to go. I got my Murphy's Law Jaws shirt on. I'm ready for summer. I got my Greetings from the Garden State podcast hat on. Let's do this. Let's have some summer fun.
I couldn't tell the hat because of the way it was.
Yes.
So now when you went like that, sure enough, and that is our good friend Mike Hams.
Mike Hams.
We like you. We love you, Mike.
Yes.
All right, let's dive into this. Who wants to go first? I think both of our firsts are really good. So
we got good ones right out of the gate.
It's up in the air.
Yeah. You know what? I'll go first. I'll go first. If you're okay with it. All right. Okay. So your first song. I mean, of course I've heard this song. I mean, everybody's heard this song.
God, this is so good.
I'm actually surprised this song. I had to go back and check because I was like, wait a second. Was this not on our first version, like the first time we did the show? And it was not on either of our playlists.
I'm shocked. I did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I said, this has to have been one of my picks. And it wasn't. I still stand by my picks when I saw them. And I was like, oh, those were good.
Yeah. So yeah, those were good. That was a good show. All right. So anyway, your first song that you have shared with me and the world today is DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince's Summertime. Summertime. Yeah, as Dave put in the chat earlier, right before we even got on. Listen, this is a home run of a song when you think about summertime. So, but once again, as I always love, like I've listened to the song like ever since it came out, like way back. I believe this was actually the early 90s when this came out. Let me just check this real quick. Actually, yeah, 91 is when this came out, and it came out on their record Home Base, which actually debuted. This song charted number 4 in the US and number 8 in the UK. So of course, you listen to these songs, it's popular songs, but where did it come from? How did it come about? What's the story behind Summertime? Because there's a story.
There's always a story.
There's always a story. So one of the little bits that I pulled out is that this was the lead single. This was released perfect timing in May of 1991. So perfect timing for the summertime, ready for that Memorial Day weekend.
They knew what they were doing.
They knew what they were doing. This actually won a Grammy. I don't know if you remember this, but it won a Grammy for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group at the 1992 Grammy Awards. So it won a Grammy. That's how good this song is. It won a Grammy. It was actually, so we talked about it being number 4 in a Billboard Hot 100, but it hit number 1 on a U.S. Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart. So that was also very interesting as well. I thought that was cool. Which, of course, why won it?
Why would it not?
So I also found it fascinating too that Will Smith wrote this entire song in one sitting due to a delayed flight. He recorded the song in a lower tone than usual because his voice was worn out, he unknowingly created a similar style to the rapper Rakim. So that's why his voice is sort of like a lower raspier in this song. It's crazy. I didn't even think about that. What's also great is, so everybody's like, oh, what is the song about? What is the song about? Well, honestly, it's just about the joy of summer, as lived by Will Smith in and around Philadelphia. Him and DJ Jazzy Jeff, of course, from Philadelphia. The beautiful city of Philadelphia.
Never been there. I'm gonna have
Uh,
to get there someday.
you know,
Okay, okay,
I'm not
great.
gonna slag at our friends in Philadelphia.
Okay, all right.
But no, it was, of course, just about the joys of living in Philadelphia.
Sure.
And as with most hip hop songs, right? Where does the sample come from? Where does the lead sample? And I actually added this into our summer playlist, but the song's instrumentation is sampled from Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang. So that's where that like
Inspo.
yeah, so let's play a little quick, if you've never heard Summertime before.
Just in case
I
for
mean,
the one person out there, maybe.
just in case, because you never know, somebody may be like, well, I don't know if I've ever heard that song before. Well, you know. So
We're
let's
not judging. We're just now exposing you to the
yeah.
greatness.
Yeah. I mean, immediately it's summertime.
This makes me like
I mean,
I have
right away.
zero rhythm, and it's making me think I do.
Right away, the vibes are happening.
Here it is, a groove slightly transformed, just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore dance that has gotten.
It's so good.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's just great. It's a great summer song. So, and on top of that, it is a fun. I'll tell you, it's fun to listen to in the dead of winter too. You throw it on, and you're like, I can't wait till it gets warm again.
Yeah, it puts you in a happy place. At least pulls back some memories, hopefully.
Yeah. So Ian checking in with his lo-fi. Interesting, only got to number 52 in Australia.
Do you know why? This is my theory.
All right.
Okay.
What's your theory?
It came out in May here in the States. Perfect timing for summer.
Oh, right.
It came out in May in Australia, heading into winter. Do you think they want to feel summery when they're going burr?
Maybe.
That's a good theory, right?
I think it's a good theory. I mean, I like putting it on in the winter because it makes me feel a little warmer.
True, but that's kind of like a slap in the face. Like they're just now going into winter and we're like, hey, it's summertime.
It's summertime.
Like, we're sorry, Australians. That's so I could see where it would only be 52 because we always say timing's everything. And that timing isn't necessarily right over there.
Yeah. So, well, I'm sorry. So now I feel bad.
Ian.
Sorry,
At least
Australia.
he knew it.
Yeah. At least he did do it. So, so where does this song rank for me? Well, first of all, it belongs in every summer playlist. So this is a staple on every summer playlist. If you haven't added it to your summer playlist, well, you really just should, because it's a staple. So where does it rank as far as songs go for me though? A 1 to 5 records. 1 to 5 records is a 5 record song.
Woo!
All day. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's well written, it's fun. It immediately, I've growing up around that time, 1991, I was basically I'd finished or I was just about to finish high school because I graduated in 92. So I was in my probably, let's see, May of 91. I would have been wrapping up my my junior year of high school because next year would have been senior year. So I was wrapping up so it was summertime, junior high school, 1991. Boom. A lot of nostalgia around this song. So it's hard to kind of separate that a little bit, but it is a fun tune. I think everybody kind of gets into it, It's a good one. So I'm going to give it, I have to give it 5 records. I mean, it's an S tier summer song.
It is. And do you remember how the air smelled different that last day of school when you were walking out of school? It had a whole different smell.
It was the best.
It was.
You're like everything. Yeah.
You saw things in color again.
Yeah. That last day of school, epic.
Epic. So this really, I feel like, just sets that tone of that feeling. So, that's what I feel like when I hear this song. It's like I can go back.
I agreed. Agreed.
So good. Well, thank you for those 5 records. Thank you.
You are welcome for the 5 records.
All right. So Chris's first song to me this week was "Boys Are Back in Town" by Thin Lizzy, which what a amazing first song straight out of the gate on your list.
Yeah.
Classic. This song makes me think when I'm listening to it, like I am one of the boys.
That's yeah,
And I'm
it
back
is.
in town.
That's right.
Like, I just feel like I'm in that little group.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
great, great song. Um, and a little story. So I researched this
Mhm.
song, and this was absolutely a song based on songfacts.com. We love them.
Yes.
We're not sponsored by them, but we'd like to be. But songfacts.com, that this song was really the song they needed to break into the States
Yeah.
as an artist, band, all of the things. And I just thought that was so interesting. And it always like blows my mind, not how close they were to quitting, because that wasn't the case, but you just never know. Just keep going, because that one
Yeah.
extra, whatever it is, can get you to the top. And look, it is on our list in 2023
That's right.
as one of your first songs to me for our summer playlist.
Yeah.
It's a timeless song. So, what do you think about this song when you hear it? Does it take you back to a certain memory, Chris? Or
So my group of friends that we hang out all summer long. This is basically our unofficial. Actually, I'm not
okay,
going to say unofficial. It is our official theme song
okay.
of the summer. This is we actually call our little hang. So my backyard was originally christened Club Vaglio, and now it's become Dino's Bar and Grill. So it's literally we go and hanging
Oh,
out at Dino's, and so this is like our summer jam, like, and this is like our official group theme song as a group of friends, and
okay.
so this is like the ultimate summer jam for us. I mean, this is like instantly, I put this on, we're hanging out, we're swimming, we're, grilling, having a great time, laughing, summertime, boys are back in town. I mean, and it's
All right.
great.
So, set this up for me.
Yeah.
Because again, for those who are new to this show, Chris and I are not in the same state, as we've said
No, and I really wish
many
we
a
were.
times,
I
for
wish we were.
sure. So I would be going to Chris's backyard in the summer if I was closer. So
Oh, yes. You'd be at
set
Dino's
up
Bar and Grill.
yes, yes, Dino's Bar and Grill. So set up the scenario, like how often is there a hangout? Is it like twice a week? How late? When does it start?
Mm.
Like explain everything to me.
So typically the hangouts will happen anywhere between Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday.
Okay.
And actually, I'll tell you this: this really, really came about during the shutdown, like the
Sure.
pandemic, because at that point everything was closed, the bars were
Yeah.
closed, everything. Like,
Yep.
so, literally, like my backyard became like the hangout, and that was like almost every day. Like we were just hanging out
Wow.
in the backyard, like people, after work or whatever, would come over, throw stuff on there. I mean, it was just great. I mean, we were just hanging
Nice.
out. And then, and then everybody things kind of went back to
Open
normal,
back
but
up,
like
yeah.
we hang out on the weekends. So normally it's like, yeah, we get together, like we'll come over, people come over, and now that the pool's up, obviously when it gets hotter, we'll go for a quick swim. We throw stuff on the grill, drinks are going. I showed you the little bar
Yes,
I built last
the
year.
bar, the
So,
tiki bar.
yep, the tiki bar. We actually just opened that up yesterday. Like we cleaned it all up and kind of reinforced it after sitting in the winter.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just the chill hangout spot is like our just come over. It's like we sort of have an open door policy.
I was just gonna ask,
And
is there an
yeah,
announcement that, "Hey, I'm coming over," or an invite, or it's just like, "Hey, let's see
yeah.
if there's activity in the backyard
I
of
mean, there's typically
Dino's
like a
Bar and
little
Grill."
texting goes on, like, "Hey, are you
Okay.
guys around? Yeah, yeah, come on over." So it's a fun time. I mean, it's
That's
just
wonderful.
we have cornhole. It's just like, it's a good time. It's just a hangout spot. I have
I
a
love
fire pit, and I actually have 3 fire pits now going, like one like an actual fire pit and the 2 are like kind of like propane like fire pits. So it's like little
Chris has that
gazebo.
many people, he had to bring on more fire
Yeah.
pits.
Well, it's like there's stations, so it's like each station
That's
has a pit. But I mean, no,
fantastic.
sometimes I mean we'll start as early as 11 a.m. and go like till like 11, 12 o'clock at night. I mean, it's or it's like kind of like a half day thing. So honestly, it's just wherever the day goes type of a deal.
That is so fantastic.
Yeah.
Now your girls are older and young adults now.
Uh-huh.
Actually, adults. Let's not even say young adults. They are
Mhm.
adults. Are they hanging out in the Dino Bar and Grill, or is that
No.
not cool to them? Okay. All right.
Well, they will if we're not around. Mhm. Well, they'll be like, Oh, are you having any friends over tonight? I'm like, no, good. We're using the gazebo. I'm like, all right, like, that's fine. Like, I'd rather they hung out and used it, but they have their own agendas. So
That's precious. Well,
they
hey, at
got
least
their
it's
own.
getting
They have their own places that they hang with their friends. So
sure.
they've got their own
They have
spaces.
other Dino bars and
Yeah.
girls that they're going to.
Right, exactly. And so, we just created this space and it just kind of keeps getting added on like every year. But it's like honestly
Love it.
too, it also saves like a ton of money instead of going out to actual bars and grills
That's
all
what
the
I was
time.
thinking. And I was just going to ask all of our listeners, do you have a Dino bar and grill type atmosphere in your backyard, or a friend? Do they have one?
Yeah.
Or are you like me and doesn't have anyone over ever and just sits on our deck like at 6:00 in the morning when it's nice and warm, listening to the birds, doing a word search?
Yeah.
Are you a Chris or are you Amanda?
Yeah, but I like going out early when I get up early in
Isn't
the
that
morning and it's
nice?
quiet, I just sit out there, I drink my coffee and
Coffee.
just relax. I mean, the madness doesn't start till later in the day.
I love that. I can't hang with madness though. I know I'm a little younger than you, but I act like
Yeah.
I'm 2 decades older.
But we don't get that crazy. I mean, honestly,
No,
during the day, like we're just
but
chilling in the pool, like, and we have
I
tunes
could do
going.
day. I could do the day. It's just come 8:00. You know how dead I get. Like, oh, it's just like it's talking to somebody who feels like they've been up for 3 days. It's so silly. I have no endurance these days. Well, I love that this is on your playlist for the Dino's Bar and Grill. I just think that is so great. I think a lot of people would love that kind of atmosphere to be invited to.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good time. So this is our like I said, our unofficial summer. I should say unofficial. It is our
Sorry.
official summer song.
I love
Like
it.
this is the group song. So
So, okay, we've got a couple comments coming in here. Ian, who is our like tit for tatter, he is our like record
love
meter
it.
person. I love that. So he is saying Thin Lizzy has a little bit of a lead over
Okay.
my summertime, which I can respect. Two different feels.
Two different fields, two different types of songs. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Dave Mendeley coming in with I'm an indoor pet. I don't hang out in the backyard. Dave,
Oh,
I feel like I'm an indoor cat who likes to go outside. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to like
makes sense.
live outside, but
Yeah.
I do love I need the sunshine.
Yeah.
I need it.
Well, Dave, you might like to come over here though, because I do have
sure.
like I have to I will post pictures and put them in the group, our Facebook group, because I'll show you the bar I made. It's the punk rock tiki bar. I actually took old punk rock flyers and made the
That
bar
is so
top with
cool.
that. Like, I mean, my woodworking skills are not. And I mean, basically, my bar is made out of pallets. I found pallets. I screwed them together
Beautiful.
haphazardly. I used an old door for the bar top and
There's
just
nothing wrong with that.
and just poured resin all over it. it's very very put together. It's
you
very
have
piecemeal.
a tiki bar and others don't because you used what you could find and what you had during the pandemic. Let's remember.
I literally drove around and looked for
Girls
pallets.
were scarce.
Yeah.
All right. So
Wood
where
was
do I
expensive.
It was and still is.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So where do
All right.
I
Where do you rate
rate
Boys Are Back in Town?
Boys Are Back in Town? For the very reason that it makes me just think I'm one of the guys, which no other songs really do. Because I've never really wanted to be a guy. I always liked being a girl, right? Like I've looked at opportunities to go, that could be because if I was a guy, I could have it. But anyway. So this song, I would say gives me, because of all of that, that's a lot of like leading up to 5 records.
5 records. All right.
5 records. I feel like it just puts me in this like good space. So
5 records.
2 5 recorders.
2 5. Wow, right out of coming hot out of the gate. I like it.
We're 30 minutes in this show. We've only done 2 songs, but you know what? It was worth it to have 2 5 records.
Yeah.
We just like summer.
Oh yeah, here we go. Jeff Murray. I always hear Chris's Tiki Bar from White Meadow Lake. Love it. Jeff Murray checking in. What's up, Jeff? How are you, buddy?
Jeff.
Yeah, awesome.
Love the comments. Please keep them coming. This really just makes our show so much more fun
Yeah.
when we get community engagement. So
Yeah.
keep it coming.
Jeff, you're local. Come over anytime, buddy.
You'll be able to post pictures from Memorial Day, baby, because I'm sure
Oh,
you've
yeah.
got plenty of activities involved and plenty that will be in attendance. So be
Oh,
on the
yeah.
lookout for
So
our social channels and all of Chris's Dino's Bar and Grill glory.
Dino's Bar and Grill. That's it. All right. So you know what? Let's do this. Before we move into our number 2
Sure.
picks, why don't we take a quick break here and let's talk about our friends over at campsite.bio.
Love them.
Hey, campsite.bio, create your space on the web. We love campsite.bio. They are the best. Not only are they wonderful sponsors of our beautiful show, but we are also active clients of theirs. I actually spent last week, I was on all my different campsite.bio accounts. I was doing lots of updates. And I actually, too, which was kind of cool, the one organization that I'm the president of, we did an event, and I was selling tickets through campsite.bio through that event. But post-event, I had actually recorded the audio of the roundtable discussion. And then what I did is I took that audio and I put it up on YouTube and I put it up on SoundCloud. Now, I knew the integration between YouTube and campsite.bio. So boom, if you go there, you can listen to the audio. But
Yes.
I didn't know SoundCloud also integrates. So when I put it up on
Amazing.
SoundCloud, boom, it pulls it automatically and you can make it so that way people don't have to leave. They don't have to go download anything weird or whatever. Like they can literally listen or watch things right from campsite.bio. So I loved it. It made it great. And everybody on the board of the organization were like, this is so great. This is so convenient. It was easy to send out and to share with all the members of the club. You know, once again, it wasn't sending like multiple links. It was like, hey, if you
Absolutely.
missed the event and you want to listen, go right here and you could listen to it. And then while they're there, you know, maybe they could click on a couple other things, maybe become a member of the club or learn more about the club. So listen, this is just a very, very small example of campsite.bio and how it sort of makes your life more convenient in whatever you're doing, whether you're using it for personal reasons, if you're a creator, if you're a marketing manager, if you're a business owner. The possibilities with campsite.bio are truly limitless. You know, it's such a flexible thing. Now, Amanda, you've been using it for yourself. What are some of your experiences been with campsite.bio?
I just love the control that I have because I have that one link and I get to dictate under that link when they click on it what is of the most importance and start with that and
Right.
then go down. And I just think it's great because I'm in control of where I'm sending the people. And I'm not just hoping that they're going to go back after clicking one link. Yeah, maybe some sites now can offer more links, but then I have to make sure that that person actually goes back to click on link number 2.
Right.
Where if they're at campsite bio, they have all of my stuff there. And like you said, they can play it within it, which means they're not leaving necessarily.
Right, exactly. And the great thing is too, it's built in with all kind of data and tracking and analytics.
Yes.
So listen, if you're running any kind of paid campaigns, anything like that, it all integrates perfectly with campsite.bio.
Yes.
I'm telling you, do not take our word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Try it for yourself. Download it for free right now. Give it a try. And if you like it and you want to go to that next level, which is a pro plan, which is what Amanda and I are both on, then all you have to do is actually use the code in our notes right now. There's a code, and actually on our campsite.bio, it's also there as well. Copy and paste that code, and you will get $10 off your pro plan when you decide to sign up. So give it a try. I know you'll love it. We know you'll love it because we absolutely love it.
We do.
And then you're going to be like, I want more. You get that pro plan, use the coupon code, you'll get $10 off. Listen, campsite.bio, it's a blazing fast bio link made your way, as Amanda was saying. You got to do it. Give it a try. Check it out. We love them. Thank you, campsite.bio, for being a sponsor. And thank you all for your support and for trying out campsite.bio.
Mic drop. Boop.
Boop. All right. Now back to our show. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right. So your second song to me, Amanda Sharp.
Yes.
Your second song to me.
I love this song so much.
This is like an ultimate Amanda song. Like I am not shocked that this wound up on your list. Once again, I had to go back to that original show because I was like, wow, this wasn't on that first list.
And we only had 3 songs to choose from. So I'm like, wow, I was shocked.
Yeah. But this is like the ultimate song, Kokomo by the Beach Boys. This is the ultimate song that you'll hear pretty much at any wedding, any cruise ship, any Walmart, Target, you know, there's elevator, you get in the elevator and you hear it like the elevator
Yes.
music version.
Yeah.
You could walk into any kind of like, loungy type place and there's guaranteed someone to be crooning
Yeah.
Kokomo. It is like this like weirdly universal song that I feel like, I don't know, it's like it's weird that it kind of happened. And the thing is, the song itself, the way it came about is it's just interesting. So I don't know if you knew this. So this song actually was created specifically for, if everybody remembers this movie. What are you
Go
gonna
ahead.
say? No,
Go
what are you
ahead.
gonna say? No, what are you gonna say?
I
Go
was
for it.
gonna say, well, you say what you're gonna say
Okay.
first, and then I'll follow up.
Okay. So it was created for the film Cocktail. If everybody
Mhm.
remembers Cocktail, came out in 1988. And it was the film that starred Tom Cruise as a bartender.
So what I was gonna
who
say
did
is,
all kinds of fun tricks.
I am not a fan of Tom Cruise whatsoever.
That's fine.
At all. This might be a very unpopular opinion. I've never,
Not
ever,
even
ever.
Top Gun. Tom Cruise. Top Gun.
No, but I like Top Gun.
Did you see Maverick?
No, I could not stomach him and Maverick. I just couldn't. I knew I wouldn't be able to do it.
Mission Impossible movies.
Just the first one.
Wow. Okay.
Because there's some movies you have to see just because they are
Right.
good movies. And I can't deny people like him.
He is a bona fide American movie star. Like he is a movie star. Like
absolutely.
people go to the movies just to see. Like if Tom Cruise is in it, people are going.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's kind of how it goes. Jerry Maguire. Did you see Jerry Maguire? Did you like Jerry Maguire?
Yeah, because the Secret Garden, Bruce Springsteen's song was on one of my lists. I can't remember what season it was, but yeah, and I loved it from that movie. But yeah, like I think sometimes the dialogue and story of the movie is better than him himself. So I'm really, really sorry for those who love him. And Tom, I don't mean to diss you. I'm just saying.
Because you can come on the show anytime, Tom.
Yeah, if you would like to plead your case, just reach out to us, info@showdown.com.
Ian's with you. He says, I can't stand his acting.
Thank you, Ian. There's something, I don't know. Okay.
All right.
This is a song show, not an acting show. I'm
that's
sorry.
Fine. But anyway, so the song was written for, like I said, I didn't know if you knew it was written for specifically for Cocktail. So what happened, how this happened is music producer Terry Melcher was hired to work on a song with the Beach Boys for the movie Cocktail. The Beach Boys' glory days at this point were behind them, and they had been playing fairs and nostalgia shows. So this is all, by the way, coming courtesy of songfacts.com. They were one of the most popular bands of the 60s and had a bunch of songs dealing with recreation and fun, and that's why they were asked to record a song for the movie. So in an interview with songfacts.com, Mike Love explained, Terry was in the studio doing a track with a demo because we were asked to do the song for the soundtrack of the movie, Cocktail, featuring Tom Cruise. So we were asked by the director to come up with a song for the part in a movie where Tom Cruise goes from a bartender in New York to Jamaica. So that's where I came up with the Aruba, Jamaica idea, that part. So that's where that famous bit came from. Brian Wilson, who was the creative force behind the Beach Boys, had nothing to do with this song at all. So I know a lot of people, listen, Brian Wilson wrote a majority of the Beach Boys songs, but this was not one of Brian Wilson's songs at all. So Terry Melcher wrote the song with the help of John Phillips. If you know who John Phillips is, John Phillips was a former member of the Mamas and the Papas, Mr. John Phillips, along with Beach Boys, Mike Love, and Scott McKenzie, who had a hit in 1967 with San Francisco, Be Sure to Wear Flowers in Your Hair. Phillips' daughter China was in the group, Wilson Phillips, with Brian Wilson's daughters Carney and Wendy. So there's a little connection there.
Harry, I believe, is Doris Day's son.
I believe so.
Which I love Doris Day and featured her Pillow Talk on one of our, I think, movie soundtracks episodes.
Oh, really?
No.
Interesting.
Love Doris Day. So it's very interesting, the connections within the music industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And this goes further down, so I'll just read a little bit of this real quick just because I do find this interesting for any music nerds out there. Mike Lev also said the verses in the verse lyric was written by John Phillips of the Mamas and the Papas. He wrote the part off the Florida Keys. There's a place called Kokomo. That's where we used to get away from it all. He goes on to say, I said, hold on. We used to go, sounds like an old guy lamenting his misspent youth. So I changed it there. That's where you want to go to get away from it all. So that was a verse and it was lovely, but it didn't have a groove or a feel. So I came up with the part Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego. He goes, that's me, the chorus and the words, and the chorus was Mike Love. So, and the verse was John Phillips. So there you go. That's how
Super
basically you have a good
fun.
collaboration between basically the Mamas and the Papas and the Beach Boys.
That is amazing.
So do you actually know where Kokomo is?
No. I didn't know if it was a real place.
So Kokomo is a real place. Kokomo is a city in the middle of Indiana. But it's also a small resort owned by Sandals, Royal Caribbean, and Montego Bay. The title was made up. It was supposed to represent all the tropical places and images that people think of when wishing to get away to some paradise island to escape the dreary work life. John Phillips thought the name sounded good and wanted to use it for the title.
So Kokomo, the resort, was after this song had been released?
So what it's saying is it is also a small resort owned by Sandals Caribbean in Montego Bay. But it says the title was made up. So I don't know. They said it was supposed to represent all tropical places. So I
love it.
I don't know if it's before or I don't know. Like, someone want to do a fact check on that?
Imagine writing the song and saying,
I'm gonna look right now.
Kokomo's the name of the song. Like, what? What a name.
I go, Kokomo is a resort? Question mark.
I mean, what great branding.
What comes up right away? Hotels near Kokomo, Indiana.
What an interesting name for a town in Indiana.
Yeah. So where is the Kokomo Beach Resort? Kokomo Botanical Resort. Turks and Caicos Island. So I don't know. Obviously, but this is like this isn't. I mean, it looks like now there's about 100 places named the Kokomo Resort.
Sure.
We'd have to do a deeper dive and to find the original one before I guess the song came out. Yeah, the OG.
Okay, the OG of Kokomo.
Yeah. All right, so where do I rank the song? Because I've done a long talk on Kokomo. So I'm gonna be honest with you. It is a fun summer song. I feel like though, this is tough. Because I don't think it's as good as I think "Summertime" by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince is a much better song.
Okay,
but you can't deny Kokomo's staying power as a song that a lot of people dig. I mean, I like it. I don't hate the song, but I don't think I could give it a 5 record.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I'm gonna say it's not my favorite, but I enjoy it. Right.
Okay.
So with that, I would give Kokomo because I'm also a little burnt out on Kokomo because I feel like it's like, you know what? There's a lot of other summer songs, not a bad song. So I would give Kokomo a 3.9.
Okay,
maybe
that's fair.
I'm fair. It's like just slightly under a 4 record.
Okay,
3.9 records for Kokomo.
That's respectful.
It would go on a playlist. I mean, obviously, it's on our summer playlist, which once again you can get by using the show notes because we have all the songs on there. But I think I would give it a 3.9.
You know what I think?
3.9 records.
I like that, and I appreciate that. And I'm going back to your Memorial Day party that you're going to have. And I think since you brought up our playlist again, you need to have that playlist going. And we
it will
gauge
be. It will be.
The enjoyment of your attendees.
Yeah. I have to put a little more ska in there, I think. Because we have a lot of ska stuff we play.
Probably.
Yeah, and some more reggae stuff. But there's some stuff on there now. We'll keep adding to it.
Yeah, it's kind of laid back at the moment.
Beach Boys' best song, Help Me Rhonda.
That's a great one.
All right, Ian. Yeah,
that is a great one.
Ian, or anybody else too. If you're playing along with us, where do you rate Kokomo? Where is it in a 1 to 5 record scale? Where is Kokomo for you? Would love to know.
And while you guys are typing that in, I'm going to go to Chris's song to me, his second song, which was "Beautiful Girls" by Van Halen.
Oh, this was so hard, by the way, because I needed to have a Van Halen song on here. So narrowing it down because I'm such a Van Halen nerd that like I'm like, I don't know what Van Halen. There's so many songs. I'm going with this.
I love when the On Top of the World, like the way that
On
they
top of the world. Oh yeah.
yeah, and then What a Beautiful Girl. Like I
Yeah.
love the drawn out. It's a great song. I found it interesting when I was doing the song facts.com.
Song facts.
I found it shocking in this particular song. It went into this was one of their singles, blah, blah, blah. But their singles didn't historically do well, but their
No.
records did great.
Yep.
So I'm not like a huge Van Halen like super fan like you are, but I do appreciate the music. So as somebody who loves their music, digest that for me a little bit. Like why would their singles not do well, but their albums do excellent? Like
So it really has to do with, I think it just has a lot to do with the fact of, and this is going back, right? So you got to dial back go back in time. Like this record came out in the 70s. Definitely rock radio was a thing, but Van Halen was a band that made like, and this was going back where like albums, once again, full albums were like people bought albums, right?
mhm,
And I think that a lot of times in the Van Halen world of things, they weren't like, they were a band that people had to go see live. Like you had to see Van Halen live, you had to see Eddie's like Guitar Wizardry, like, and they sold out places. I mean, they were huge. They quickly, when they finally got signed to a label, they quickly like rose to fame, and they just had that. Now, but what happened was a lot of the singles that were released just never, for whatever reason, rock radio just didn't push them a lot. Like
okay.
Beautiful Girls, great song,
Mhm.
catchy, great single, just never, it just didn't catch that fire, that that singles do, it just wasn't like poppy enough or whatever, against whatever, what was out on the radio then.
True. It's
And
competition at the time.
but if you're a fan of the band, and Van Halen I mean, they rose to a stadium level band, like you bought the record and you
Okay.
listened to the record. So yeah, while singles didn't do great, albums were good. And of course, all leading up to 1984, which is their best selling record of all time. And, and all that. But like before 1984, they were like the musicians band, but they were also the party band too. Like they definitely had the party band persona, but people bought records, like full records. They didn't really, Van Halen wasn't really a singles band. I'd say up until 1984 came out. I mean, they released
Interesting.
singles because you had to, but like
Sure.
1984 was probably the record that like, Jump. I mean, come on. Like
Yeah.
Panama, Hot for Teacher. I mean, that's when like, those songs like they blast. I mean, you still hear them on rock radio today. Like you still hear those songs.
Did you put Hot for Teacher on one
Yep.
of our okay.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
was like,
we
I
did
think
Hot
you
for
did.
Teacher a
Trying to
bunch of episodes ago.
I'm trying to think of what theme that would have been, or maybe you just put it on there.
I
But
don't know. I can't remember if we did a theme or we just did like,
yeah,
songs.
I like that song a lot though, for sure. All right. So where do I put this? On
Where
the
do you
list
put Beautiful Girls?
of 1 to 5 records. I'm gonna nestle this one in at a four record. I think it deserves it. It's smooth enough to have like it's a good middle ground for I think a lot of people.
It is. No, it's a great Van Halen song, and it's so much fun. I mean,
I really like that part.
yeah. I mean,
She had a drink in her hand, she had her toes in the sand. Oh, wow. What a beautiful
I mean, it's
Girl.
just if you go here. I mean, this is a summer song. I mean, literally, she
Mhm.
was a seaside sitting, just a smoking and a drinking on ringside on top of the world. She had a drink in her hand. She had her toes in her sand. Whoa, yeah, what a beautiful. I mean, boom, summer song. Like you hear this song and you're like, summer. Like this is a summer beachy song, hanging out. Like, you know, love it.
I
Van
like it.
Halen, just ultimate to me, ultimate, just all the time band. But there are definitely songs that they make that you throw on when you're cruising, driving, windows down. If you have a convertible, roof down, just blasting Halen tunes in the summer. Oh, love it.
I love it.
Love it.
And I will say, so when I put these songs in yesterday as I was listening to them, when the song ended, each of your choices to me, the playlist that came was wonderful. It
Oh,
was a
nice.
good prompt to start a playlist of all of these wonderful, great songs. Like, and so I had not found a way to have those songs play before. So it got me that
Yeah.
different, versions of a playlist. I'm like, ooh, this is good. So anyone who wants
Yeah.
to shake up things, throw in some of these songs, let it run out, and then just let Spotify do its thing.
There you go. Dave, see, okay, so Dave, I agree, and I did have it on, and I took it off.
Ooh.
So yeah, Ice Cream
I
Man
don't
for
think I've heard
sure.
that one.
So there's also Stay Frosty as well, which the Ice Cream Man was initially on the list, and I think Amanda would like Ice Cream Man, but it was something about Beautiful Girls, and I just the whole.
It's
I don't.
calling you.
It's tough. I mean, they're both great summertime songs. It's tough, but yeah, a beautiful. I don't know. I was in a Beautiful Girls kind of a vibe, you know.
You know what? This show is kind of like that, where
Yeah.
if we did the same show in 6 months, we might have a whole different list.
That's so true. So true.
So,
And
more records.
Dave Mattingly checking with going back to Beach Boys. His rating, I've never been much of a Beach Boys fan. I give Kokomo a 2.5. Dave Mattingly, not a fan of Kokomo. 2.5.
I can respect it. It's okay. It's okay. I can respect it.
Okay.
I don't take it personal. I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee.
You're Amanda Buck.
Amanda Bucket.
All right. So your third song to me. Now, of course, I'd heard Summertime in Kokomo. I'd never heard this song. So this is a song I hadn't heard
Ooh.
before, which is Some Beach by Blake Shelton.
In his earlier days as a country artist.
Yeah, right. So you've see, once again, haven't followed the career of Blake Shelton other than the fact that I know he's on the
Voice.
The Voice. That's it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I know that I was gonna say that the
His
song about
last
the singing
season.
show.
Last season.
And he's been on for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he I will say though, I think you've given me other Blake Shelton songs, I think, in the past.
I'm positive I would have.
Yeah.
Given you at least one.
So I will say that I think out of I once again, I'm not gonna say I'm like a hardcore country fan or anything like that, but I've definitely opened up my palette to listening to some more country, even some country that I don't know. I guess I don't even know what you call it. Like just positive country. Like there's actually there was a playlist I was listening to, which is also really good, like summertime music. Like I think it was like a positive country. I don't know. There's like feel good country songs, I guess. And I like every now and then I'm like, this is good. I like it. This is different. I gotta switch it up. I gotta like just completely
Keep our
listen to
skills
something that's not
sharpened.
right. Just something that's not like anything I normally listen to. So
For sure.
so I will say I like the song. I had not heard it before. I did enjoy it. I thought that it was good. It was a good summertime ditty for me. Like I think it feels breezy. I don't know. I don't know how else to say. You know what I'm saying? It has that like breezy, like just laid back feel to it. And I actually the song itself, and according, if you listen to it on songfacts.com, they put the song opens with Shelton cruising down the interstate and singing Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. And that's kind of like, before I even read that was kind of the feel I got, like kind of cruising, breezy, like just chilling. It's got good vibes to it. It's got good vibes. As he talks about is this song was written by Rory Feet and Paul Overstreet, and it was an unexpected hit for Blake Shelton, going to number 1 on the country chart. So on the US Billboard Hot 100, it scored a number 28. So it went number 1 though on the actual country chart. Rory Feek, who is the husband and guitarist of half the Joey and Rory, told Songfacts in a 2010 interview that the song came from me and Paul Overstreet sitting and having coffee one day. And Paul had just come off the road with Kenny Chesney years ago, and Kenny was about to record a beach album, and Paul was going to try and write something for Kenny. So we were talking about beach song ideas. First of all, I just love that they're having beach song idea. I don't know. I would love to hear this conversation, by the way. And some of us said the phrase "some beach," and we just started giggling like schoolboys. Started singing, driving down the interstate. We wrote a bunch of that sitting at Starbucks, actually outside drinking a cup of coffee, singing into my cell phone so we wouldn't forget it. Then we drove to his house and went and jumped on a boat, and we wrote the rest of it out there on the boat. Paul had a really bad toothache. He was fighting at the time. So that's how the last bridge went in there. But same thing, that song sat around for a good while before anybody ever recorded it. You didn't know if you had a great song or the world's worst song in the world. You couldn't tell for a long time. But when it came out, it sure was a blessing. Like, once again,
Isn't that cool?
Can you imagine like walking past these guys and they're at Starbucks and they're like singing into their phone? Like, it's like I love the whole image of that. Like, that's great.
Famous people, especially because Rory Feek, I know. Well, I don't want to say know very well, but know him very well from his music that he would do with his wife Joey, who passed away from cancer.
Yeah.
We've done one of the songs of theirs on our show before, and
Yep.
I was shocked when I was reading the songfacts.com stuff that to see that his hand was in this, like much of his hand was in this. I really, because he's very folky, very country, very country in his singing. And so for him to come up with something so comical, so light and not heavy, I just thought that was really fun.
Even just like, it's easy. It's an easy song to just,
it makes you bop. Like you said, a ditty.
It's a good summer ditty. Like, I mean, it's a fun backyard barbecue, sitting at Dino's Bar and Grill.
And who can't relate to all of these things?
I mean,
everyone has went through these experiences.
Yeah, it's just
I play off of Some Beach and what it really is meaning. Like, I just think that is so clever, so cute, and I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, a little bit of SOB, but if you say it quickly enough, you get Some Beach.
Which is a lot of words, but I love that they really anchored in on that, and this is what happened.
Yeah. Like, I love this. The Some Beach somewhere, there's a big umbrella casting shade over an empty chair. Palm trees are growing and warm breezes blowing. I picture myself right there on some beach somewhere. I'm like, don't we all?
Don't we all?
Isn't there a day that doesn't go by where you're like, some beach somewhere, there's a big umbrella? Like, yes, and yes. That's how I felt when we did our big family trip to Curacao last year.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, boom. This was like that
living
scenario happened. Like, boom, under the umbrella, nice breeze blow, like perfection.
There is something so just anchoring about doing that. I think it's just, you're really anchored and relaxed.
Yeah.
And you're all your cares are gone. And it's powerful. The beach and the ocean or any water is a powerful thing. So where do you rate this on a sliding scale of 1 to 5 records?
So it's not as good as Summertime, but I think it's better than Kokomo. So with that, I'm going to give it a 4 record.
Okay. I like that.
Because I dig the vibe, and I think I'm just, like I said, I think I'm just burnt out on Kokomo. Like,
fair. That's fair.
In just that respect, I'm like, okay, but like, I hadn't heard this song before. I think it's good. It's fun. I could definitely hear it on the Club Vaglio playlist during during the summer season here. So no, I like it. And even my wife may like it, and she's not a country fan at all. But even I think she would be toe tapping to this.
It's the spirit of it is a fun, just like little edge to it, even though it's being presented in such a laid back way.
Yeah, exactly. So I dig it. I think it's a good summer tune. Which, and by the way, it is also on our summer playlist, which you can get it's actually available right now in our Facebook group, which you can join for free, and there will be a link in the notes below, wherever you're watching or listening to this, to access the summer playlist, so you can jam to our summer picks plus our community picks as well. It's
that
not
is
just
so
us.
Much fun. No, it's not us. You got suggestions, send them our way. As long as they're appropriate, they're going on the list.
Yeah. So Dave Manley getting number 1 on any chart is quite a feat. Yes, it is. And Ian, there are 12,000 beaches in Australia.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
That sounds. One day I will make it there.
Yeah.
One day.
It would be nice. I would like to visit Australia. I think it'd be cool.
It'd be a long journey for someone who
Yeah.
gets so sick in the air, just motion sick,
Yeah.
but I think it'd be worth it.
You'd have to just like knock yourself out, like get like
Yes.
2 Benadryl or something stronger. I don't know.
Yeah. Any suggestions? Throw them in the comments. But I'm gonna get there one day. That will be on my bucket list for sure. All right. So Chris's last song to me
Yes.
is Hysteria by Def Leppard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't realize that I knew this song until I played this song, because when I was...
You did know this song.
I did know this song, but I didn't know that I knew this song, because when I was like, Hysteria, like I was expecting something a little bit more bold.
Okay.
And wow, what a laid back,
right,
chill song.
Yes.
That I wasn't prepared for. I mean, how can he sing the word hysteria?
Hysteria.
Like so nonchalantly, just like hysteria, just like it's in passing.
Yeah.
Because when you hear the word hysteria, you're thinking, I
Right.
mean, crazy, out of control.
Right.
And there was nothing about this song that was crazy or out of control. It just was very put together, calm. I mean, again, the way he sings the word hysteria so gently but anyone who's used to the show knows this, but those who don't, I make up words in my head. So would you know that I didn't know that he was singing Hysteria any other time that I had listened to this prior to today?
Oh, so what did you think he was saying?
Who knows? Who knows? But when I heard it and I was like, oh, that's what he's saying? Now, can you play a little bit of what he's singing Hysteria? Because it is so lovely that you wouldn't think again that he's saying the word hysteria.
We'll see. By the way, what? So great.
I just never expected this. But then I realized when the chorus came out, I was like, oh, yes. Very good.
Great song, man. Okay. I mean, that sounds.
I mean, it doesn't seem
as clear as day to me.
It doesn't. Even now, it still doesn't seem clear to me.
Are you don't hear him just saying hysteria, like hysteria.
No, it's almost like. Let me think what I would say. Something.
I don't. This is one where, yeah. So Jeff, silent favorite. The song is smooth, great tempo, and awesome live. Yes, Jeff. Yes,
smooth. Yes, great description. I was saying laid back, but it is smooth.
It's just,
but you are laid back just listening to it. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'll have to come up with something.
I know in the Amanda mind, but I have to know what you thought he was actually saying when you're like, I just don't. So I'm like, because to me, I hear it and it sounds clear as day. I mean, and maybe there's others out there that agree with you. Maybe it's just because I've listened to the song like 10 billion times that like I get it. But like, I'd love to know when anybody else, if you guys all have had similar experiences with Hysteria.
When you take the blinders off, it's hard to
the song Hysteria, not the actual feeling of hysteria.
We hope you're not hysterical. Yes. When you take the blinders off and you now see it and hear it, it's hard to think back to what you would feel, but I will come up with something.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know if you looked it up about the song, but it's basically Phil Collin Phil Collin from Def Leppard said basically the song is really about finding spiritual enlightenment.
I loved that.
Not many people know that because it sounds like just getting hysterical, but it's actually about that. It's about finding the deeper thing, whether you believe it or not.
I love that. When I read that, I went, because you wouldn't, again, when you name the song Hysteria, like you wouldn't think that it's about finding your spiritual anchor, kind of.
Yeah. And
it's great.
It's a great song. So while it's not like necessarily like a summer, like they aren't talking about the summer, there's a vibe and feel I get from the song that I specifically like will listen to this song more during the summer than I do during like normal times. other seasons. I don't know. It just has a great feeling to it.
I wondered how this ended up on your list. So it
Yeah.
was, and I appreciated the vibe of it, and I was wondering if that was more so, or if you had a story about it. But that makes me glad that it's kind of the vibe.
Yeah, it's more of the vibe of like this song, and this record. I've this was a comeback record for them. They had taken like I forgot how many years off from like their big hit. Their last hit record was Pyromania, which had like so many hits on it, and then their guitar player, sorry, their drummer Rick Allen got into a very bad car accident and actually lost his arm. And
Oh,
so he had to and he is still this day to the drum. He relearned how to play the drums with one arm. And they developed a
wow.
special rig where he basically plays with both feet and one arm. And he had to relearn completely how to play drums in this style. And so it took them a very long time to, as they waited for him
Wow.
to relearn how to play drums with one arm and then write new music. And so it was a very long time. And then, of course, successful producer Mutt Lang actually produced this, which Mutt Lang is or at least I think he was or he still is married to Shania Twain, who produced her big
Oh.
record with her
Ooh.
giant like breakout record. So
Man, I
yeah,
feel like a woman.
yeah. So I got the Ian going. Hard to believe that Pour Some Sugar came from the
Mhm.
same band. Yeah, yeah. But
Agreed.
but that's what makes this record great. It's got a lot of
Mhm.
different. It's got great pop songs like this, like some like heavier rocker. Like this album for me, and this is just my opinion, is I feel like this album has aged actually well. Hysteria as a
Mm.
record has aged much better. I mean,
Oh,
Pyromania as a classic record, High and Dry. I love their early stuff big time. But this record for me actually still
interesting.
feels like I don't know. I feel like it's aged very well, as opposed to like the records that came out after Hysteria. And they had some maybe bigger hits on some of those, but this record, I really dig it. I mean, it
Mm.
really holds up for me. And listen, I'm a product of the time, right? This record came out in
Yeah.
'87. I remember when it came out. I bought it
Mm.
at Caldor. If anybody knows what a Cal, I don't know. I don't think they had Caldor out by you, but by
No.
us in the Northeast, they had a chain called Caldor, which was like a Bradley's and any like what you maybe call Kohl's today. It's
Sure.
very. And so Caldor is where I bought this on cassette. I
I
bought the
love that.
cassette.
Oh,
I remember 1987. I didn't have enough money, and my father lent me a couple bucks so I could get the
that
cassette, which was
is
probably like $7 or something like that at
right?
the time.
That is, oh my gosh. These babies now in this world will never know like the record stores or the music stores at the mall, how large
Yeah.
they were,
Oh,
and the
crazy.
cutouts they would have of the artist or the CDs or
Yeah.
cassettes or whatever in the space that, I mean, these stores were huge.
Yeah. And,
Well, at
it, and
least in
there's,
my head, they seemed huge at the
well,
time.
yeah. I mean, like it's funny because you like go into like a Walmart, right? And they have like their little music section, and it's actually not too far. I mean, it's not as big as like what was like maybe in a Caldor or I mean, obviously you had Sam Goody and all the and that, but those were just strictly all they sold was.
Mhm.
But like you go to Walmart and it's not. It's I think the closest thing to the experience of like going to like a Caldor or Bradley's or all those places that were like
Mhm.
they had everything and they had a music section. Like
Yes.
you can go buy some clothes and some kitchen
Yeah.
wares and like get music.
Our Meijer here, when they first opened, had a huge, huge area for music, and now, there's maybe an aisle. It just seems so
Yeah.
interesting how, but
Oh
I'm
yeah.
glad technology exists that just, a quick little, tap tap on
Yeah.
the phone, and you got the whole record at your fingertips. It's
Amazing.
amazing,
Still
and
blows me away, man.
it does, that
It
we
still
are living
blows me
in a
away.
world that is, because
Yeah.
we used to have to, like, go at midnight to
I
get the
know.
new release.
I know, you waited online, you waited for them to open the
Yes!
door and boom, like, I had to
Yeah,
have that
like,
record immediately,
yeah, it's
I
so, they don't know the commitment that we had as younger
yeah.
individuals.
I know. Waiting online to get like that record when it went on sale at midnight and all those. I mean, and it was fun.
Yes.
I love that stuff. It was fun. It
It was
was
a
good
fun
times. Yeah.
experience. It was good times,
Yeah.
indeed.
I mean, our generation has definitely benefited from the like before and after of
Absolutely.
like we are like smack in the middle of like everything that kind of came before and having those experiences and now having grown older with now all the technology at our fingertips. It's like
we're
it's
very lucky.
really
I think.
weird to think about that time. So
Yep.
not to go off too of a tangent, going back to Hysteria, but yes, it's
See what happens on the Chris and Amanda Song Swap
we go off on
Showdown?
these tangents here, but
Me too.
but yeah, I mean, I just to bring it back to this, I love this song. I think it's a great song, and it just reminds me of summer. It just has a feel to it, so it's got
chill.
a vibe.
It is
got
chill.
a vibe.
All right, so I don't think I rated it yet, right?
Yeah, where do you rate Hysteria by Def Leppard?
I'm coming in at 4 records. You had some really great songs, so 5 record and 2 4 records from me this week
Nice.
for your list. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I felt like the playlist I constructed this week flowed very well, and yours too.
Good.
Yours had a very good flow.
I had a different vibe to it, but it a little fun. Yours was a little deeper.
Little deeper.
But sometimes in the summer, you're just digging deep and relaxing.
You know, you just want to put songs on because sometimes you forget about certain tunes like throughout the year, and then like they come on during the summer. You're like, oh yeah, this just hits like it hits like in a great way, you know.
Agreed.
So yeah, so great. Well, thank you. I will accept your 4 records and listen. So once again, everybody, if you are digging the songs we talked about today, you can check them out. We do have them on a normal Song Swap Showdown playlist, which has all the songs that we've discussed in season 3 so far. But if you just want the summer specific Song Swap Showdown playlist, well, you can get that right now. It's available right now in our group. It's on Spotify. You can also search it on Spotify, or you can use the link in the notes and it'll take you right there. If there's any songs we're missing that you think should be on there, let us know. Join the Facebook group and we'll throw some suggestions on there and we'll add them on. We'll probably throw a few more songs in there for sure. I know Amanda's going to be like, can we add these songs in there? I know. I also went in too, and I also added the songs that we discussed in the first episode that we did of top summer songs. So those are in there too. Those
Look
from
at
that episode. So,
Chris, you are such a good person.
Yeah. Well, we want our community to have fun with us, so make sure you let us know. Because once again, these aren't just our picks, but these are also our picks and the community's picks.
For sure.
Wow, what a show.
What a show
today. So we hope that you guys all enjoyed hanging out with us today and checking out some of our favorite summer songs. And obviously, there's so many more we could talk about, but we'll save that for the next version of top summer songs. So we'll see how this show does. Will it do as good as the last time we did a summer songs episode?
We shall see.
Time will tell. And so for those of you celebrating Memorial Day weekend coming up, have a great Memorial Day, everybody. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Have lots of fun with friends and family, and be sure to also honor the day as well as you should. And so, Amanda, any final words for our amazing community?
Just thanks for showing up every single Monday like we do. It is so much more fun when we have our community here chiming in, adding to the show. It means so much.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We really appreciate you. So once again, if you liked our show and you want to show any kind of support for us at all, few ways you could do that before we say goodbye is you can hit that follow button wherever you're watching or listening to us, because it does help the show grow. And not only just us, but also any of your favorite creators that you're following, hit that follow or subscribe button for them, because it really does make a big difference in the lives of all your favorite creators, including us as well. So please take a moment to do that. And if you like what we did here today, and you also want to support us, another way is you can go over to our buymeacoffee.com and feel free to drop us a little tip or buy us a coffee. You can also do that through our campsite.bio as well. We sincerely appreciate it. And every little bit does help, because it does go towards paying the bills around here. As
keep the lights on
here at Song Swap Showdown. So with all of that, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel as well, where you can watch full episodes of the show, plus highlight videos and music and video reactions. We have a couple up there now. that are just a lot of fun. So if you haven't watched any of those yet, you may want to head over there, watch the videos, and also read through the comments, because those are also a whole second show in itself.
So true.
So true. It's so great. So, all right, everyone. Well, thank you all so much. We won't be doing a live show. If you follow, there will be no live show next Monday, as Amanda and I are taking the holiday off to spend some much needed time with our families. So we will see you live in 2 weeks. But that's a great chance to catch up on some of the past episodes of the show if you missed any of them. And we'll probably be dropping something a little special in the feed as well. So once again, make sure you hit that follow button so that way you get notified every time we drop something new on the audio feed. All right, everyone, take care. Have an amazing rest of the week. Have a very safe and happy holiday. And we will see ya soon.
Bye, everyone.